It's cracking peeps. T-Money up in the house with my surveillance camera style video. So today I'm here to do something special. And first off, I'd just like to give a shout out to Mood616, JP, the dude who started the Body Bags channel on YouTube, Body Bags Reviews. And I'd like to just say thank you very much. Derek, actually, DBorgie86, my man, sent me a message the other day via Facebook, and he asked me if I would be interested in joining the channel and doing Wednesday reviews. So it is an honor and my pleasure, and I hope you guys will put up with my slow learning as I attempt to review movies, as I've never done this before. So this is the first one, and again, I'd just like to say thank you, Derek, thank you, Moods, thank you, JP, thank you, You and Your Horror Movies, aka Matt, and Outsider365, everybody who's involved, Dubby Doubles, everybody who's involved. I'm sorry if I forgot you, but thank you. And yeah, let's rock this. So I'm on the Wednesday slot, and this is my first review. And because I'm new at this review game, I kind of over-prepared a little bit, or whatever. I prepared, and I took notes because again, this is the first time I've ever reviewed something, so just bear with me. So, again, thank you guys for including me, giving me the opportunity to do this, and so let's do this. So the first movie that I chose to review is actually a movie that I picked up last week, and it was actually in my most recent update, so I will link all that below. You guys can check that out, but if you're interested. But it's a movie called The Mooring, and let's see, I'm going to grab my notes because I'm already going to start butchering this, and I'm not going to hold this up because it hurts, so I'll just put it on my shoulder like that or something. And so yeah, so The Mooring is from 2012, and it's basically like your typical, I'm not going to keep that up there, you guys get the idea, The Mooring. It's basically like your typical killer in the woods, stalking and killing a group of girls type thing. You know, a psycho picks off a group of girls one by one, and basically this group of girls is going on a technology intervention. Apparently their parents think they use technology too much, and they want them to get in touch with nature and a lot of yada yada yada. So they go on a boat. I guess it's like a boating activity, and it's run by like their counselor. And yeah, long story short, the boat, something happens, technical issues on the boat, and they have to pull over, and then they get stalked and harassed by a killer, or should we say killers, plural, maybe. But the intro of the movie is awesome. It starts out with, it's like a houseboat basically, and your main monster, bad guy or whatever, he's not a monster, he's just a bad guy, redneck kind of, tattoos on the neck, that sort of thing. But it basically shows him kidnapping a girl and shoving her in this cabinet in his houseboat on the water, and then it flash forwards, the movie starts at flash forwards 10, which is an awesome scene, very well shot by the way, fast paced, and then we flash forward, excuse me, 10 years later to this group of young girls who are going on a technology intervention boat trip into the wilderness, and then, you know, they're eventually pursued by this man and chased through the woods. So it takes place, part of the film takes place on the boat, and then a lot of it takes place in the wilderness, because they basically take shelter on this land. And so yeah, so just some facts about the film. It was directed by Glenn Withrow. I don't know who he is, but it stars a woman. So the counselor lady who's kind of in charge of all the girls is actually, her name's Haley Todd, and she's actually one of the main actresses in the film, and she's also a main writer. So and an executive producer, I should add. So she is very involved. And your villain, the main guy, is played by Thomas Wilson Brown. Don't know who he is, but he's got a cool, he looks the part for sure, we'll say that. And I guess, so some of the pluses I don't want to spoil this, but I'm probably going to by nature, because there are some things I just want to tell you that I think are cool, and I just want to talk about them. So, if you don't want to be the movie to be entirely spoiled, just stop now, or stop watching now. But anyway, after this part. So the pluses are the cinematography, some great wilderness shots, definitely. Just really nice scenery. You get like the water, the boat on the water, and then the wilderness shots are just beautiful, you know. Vast land and mountains and trees, and because the girls are rummaging through, being pursued by this guy through all this wilderness. So very nice cinematography. The cast was decent for the most part. The girls were actually their age, so a lot of times in these, you know, teenage movies, you got teenage girls who are actually like mid-30s, maybe even early 40s sometimes, playing the roles. But your teenagers in this film were actually teenagers. They were teenage girls, so that was cool. And they weren't bad, actually. A lot of them, I didn't recognize any of them, so all things considered, unknown actors, they were good. I also read somewhere that the other co-writer of the film was actually in high school when they wrote part of the script, so that's pretty, considering I liked the film, I thought that was pretty impressive. But the intro to the film is awesome, like I said, fast-paced, and the ending is really, really, really good. I like how it ends. I read some reviews on like Amazon, and they were very controversial. A lot of people didn't like the ending, but I liked it. I thought it had a good twist. And I'll just say this. So, the girl who's kidnapped in the beginning, when the film first starts, plays a pretty decent-sized role in this. And when I say killers, plural, we'll leave it at that. But I thought that was a really interesting touch. It wasn't just... it's pretty much spoiling it, sorry guys. But it wasn't just that one guy. It was actually... You know, they had become a couple, and I thought that was a really unique spin. And then that spin plays into the ending. I don't want to spoil it, but the ending's awesome. Won't even go there, sorry. What did I say? Yeah, I wrote that I enjoyed the side plot with the kidnapped girl. And then also there was a girl who had asthma in the film, and there was a scene that I really liked where she dropped her inhaler. And then the psycho dude or whatever finds the inhaler, and then there's this whole scene where they're like, she's basically exhausted and out of breath, dying, heaving, and just basically like ready to give up and die, and he finds her, and then he kneels next to her, and he does something. He basically wants to pursue the chase. He doesn't want to give in there now. So, you know, aside for, like, I expected, you know, he'd just kill her on the spot, but I thought it was pretty cool how he let her go and actually, like, wanted her to regain her strength so he could pursue her again and I don't know, make it more challenging for himself to hunt. So that was really cool. I like that. I guess some of the negatives, the character development was definitely lacking in the film, because there's a lot of I forget, maybe like 6 or 7 girls. So, you know, but whatever, that's fine. There's also, this isn't a film for gorehounds, or maybe if you like, you know, thrillers and chase movies, but it's not, the focus is not on the special effects at all. There's essentially not really any gore. But the kill scenes were cool. I liked them. They were all involving nature and a rifle, and they were pretty brutal, I thought. And there was one, actually, drowning scene, we'll say. Or there's actually a couple drowning scenes, but one in particular, a girl gets tied up and dumped in the water, and you're just watching her drown. You know, I thought that was pretty badass as well. So, good kills. I liked them. They just weren't gory. So, but I did write it as a negative. There was no gore or special effects, because I do like to see some of that. But one, I guess one of my main gripes with the film is that there's a lot. Basically, when the girls first go out on the boat, there's like 25 minutes. A long time goes by where they're just like. It's just, there's no action now. What did I say? Basically a long time to cut to the chase. The girls are just like talking on this boat, and the music's horrible in the film. The soundtrack, I should say. It's not a score, but the soundtrack's horrible. But there's just too much, it takes too long to cut to the chase. That's one major issue I had, because I was getting real bored there. I was like, alright, what's going on? These girls have been riding on a boat for like a half hour now, chatting. I don't give a shit. Let's cut to the chase. So, that, and I just said the music sucks, and the soundtrack. So, that's, you know, without ruining the film, that's basically it. What am I at? I'm at 10 minutes. I don't know how long we're supposed to go here, but again, I can't edit. I don't have any editing software, and so yeah. So that's my review of 2012's The Mooring. I hope I didn't do too bad for my first one, but I highly recommend you guys check this out if you like psychotic killers stalking groups of girls in the outdoors. So it's not so confined. Great cinematography, like I said, so some real good scenery and kills incorporated in that scenery as well. So that's my review. I would say if I were to rate this on a 1 to 10 scale, I'd give it probably a 7. I liked it a lot, actually. I didn't think it was a bad film at all. And it's an indie film as well, so it's low budget, but not shot on video or anything like that. So yeah, highly recommend it. 7 out of 10, and that is The Mooring, 2012. Check it out, guys. Alright? Thanks for letting me do this again. See you next Wednesday. Peace.